If you're a woman who's tried every diet and every plan, but you're still stuck struggling with emotional eating, then this short but powerful lesson is for you. Over the next 5 minutes, I'm going to walk you through 3 practical and proven steps that have helped hundreds of my clients overcome emotional eating once and for all. And this has enabled them to lose weight and keep it off and reach their fitness goals and results as well. You'll also see a link somewhere below this video. If you click it, it's an evidence-based root cause assessment, and it only takes 2 minutes to do, but it'll be able to pinpoint your invisible blocks and root causes that are keeping you stuck, and you will get a personalized report with it that will give you practical steps that you can start from today to start to see results. This assessment alone has helped well over 2,000 women to break out of yo-yo diets and plan hopping for good. And it'll give you more clarity and practical precision than the last 10 approaches that you've tried this year. So before I get into the 3 steps, you're probably wondering, who are you? Why should I listen to you? And why should I trust what you have to say? Which is very valid and fair. If I were you, I'd be asking the same questions. There's a lot of confusing and conflicting information on this platform. So allow me to introduce myself very quickly. My name is Justine Jetty, and I'm an evidence-based personal trainer, nutritionist, and trauma-informed NLP mindset coach. Over the last 11 years, I've coached both busy mums, peri and postmenopausal women, both face-to-face and online, through what I call a lasting inside-out transformation. In the last decade, I've successfully achieved well over 500 lasting transformations. I've lived the same struggles and gone through my own transformation journey, which allowed me to lose 15 kilos and have kept it off for over 14 years now. I've also had to rebuild my body, my strength, and my fitness after major surgery. So I'm not the type of coach that speaks to you from a textbook. I'm the type of coach that speaks to you from a lived experience. And I don't just look at the surface level fitness and nutrition protocols that 99% of coaches out there look at. I'm also looking at your underlying behavior patterns, limiting beliefs, self-image, your coping mechanisms, and your relationship with yourself and with food, because all of these are crucial drivers for you keeping lasting results long term, not just temporary results. And this is why I have such a high success rate in my coaching program. 95% of women that come in and are accepted into my program achieve lasting results. And we track this for over 3 years post-program. This is because everything we do inside my program is designed to last. It is designed to teach you how to not just get results, but keep them long-term for life, navigating different seasons of life and having the skills and understanding in order to do that, without you burning out, without you needing to be perfect, without you following an overwhelming, miserable plan that sucks all the joy and enjoyment out of eating and out of your life. So if you struggle with emotional eating, you probably feel like on some level you can't trust yourself around food. You probably feel on some level as well that you feel out of control with food. You might overthink your food choices or have a lot of food noise. You might feel guilt and shame around certain food choices, and you might use food to numb, soothe, and cope. You might also struggle with cravings and don't know how to read your body's different hunger cues. You might get stuck in cycles of going from restrictive eating and trying to be good to then binge eating and hitting the stuff it button and going off plan. And you probably have a love-hate relationship with food. You can probably tell I've lived this because this was my life for many years. And this then leads you to trying a plan or a diet to try and resolve this, which only, whether you realize it or not, leads to more restriction. So this is where you promise yourself you're going to be more motivated, you're going to try different rules, you're going to cut sugar, alcohol, carbs, everything out, everything's out the window. But this is actually restriction in disguise, not discipline. And then inevitably this restriction leads to rebellion, which is you hitting the fuck it button and blowing out. You then get caught in what I call the cone of shame, hence the photo of the doggo over here. I'm a massive animal lover, so you're going to see a few photos of animals in this presentation. Sorry, not sorry. But depending on how long you stay in that guilt and shame spiral or that cone of shame, you then at some point come back around to remotivating yourself and starting again with a different diet or a different plan. And this is the cycle that you get stuck in, where you're yo-yo dieting or you're yo-yo plan hopping in order to resolve this. And if you've worked with a trainer or a coach before, you might have even been told, if you confided in them and told them that you were struggling with emotional eating, that they might have said to you, oh, well, you just need to be more motivated or have more willpower or just be more disciplined. And I just want to clarify for you now, if you've heard that, I apologize if you've heard that, because emotional eating is not a willpower or a discipline issue. It is not a motivation issue. It is not an effort issue, okay? So it is not your fault. Emotional eating is a coping mechanism that you have learnt in order to meet your emotional needs. And this can be exacerbated by also not meeting your body's nutritional needs as well, which we're going to get into in just a sec. So here are the 3 practical steps you can take from this in order to shift out of emotional eating. Now, as I mentioned before, because emotional eating is a coping mechanism, we need to understand the emotional need that you have that's triggering it. And there might be more than one, by the way. So the first practical step for you is to identify the need emotional eating meets for you and how you can meet that. So you might emotionally eat for different reasons. Maybe you come home after a really stressful day at work, or maybe, one of your kids is sick, or you just feel sad or angry or upset, whatever it is, that you might be bored. There's so many different reasons why we turn to food in order to meet our emotional needs. So you're going to start by asking yourself these 3 questions. So what was the emotion that came up for me? So if you can think back to the last time you emotionally ate right now, thinking of that circumstance, the first question you're going to ask yourself is, what was the emotion that came up for me? Was it boredom? Was it overwhelm? Was it stress? What was the main emotion of that event? The second question you're going to ask yourself is, what did I need to feel in that moment? Was it to feel comfort, to feel safety, to feel in control, to feel appreciated? Have a think on what you needed in that moment. And the third step is, how can I give this to myself, typo there, and meet this need without food? Okay, so those are the 3 questions you're going to ask yourself. The second practical step is you're going to track these patterns consistently over the next 30 days. So I'd be lying to you if I just said, oh, this is going to clear up overnight. Like, that's just bullshit. I'm not going to lie to you. This isn't an overnight thing. In order for you to truly identify and shift this pattern, you need to be able to track it over time so you get clarity on the exact environments and emotional triggers that cause you to emotionally eat. So use a notepad or a journal, track your patterns over time, and the more you can identify your triggers and the emotional needs underneath this pattern, the easier it's going to be to support yourself. And by the way, for the first 20 women that click on the link below and do the assessment, I'm going to throw in my free emotional eating trigger journal. And this is the exact journal that my clients have used to help them break this pattern for good as well. So just DM me journal and I'll send it to you. And the third and the last practical step. Now, going back to what I shared previously, if you're not meeting your nutritional needs, that can exacerbate your propensity to then emotionally eat. This is covering that. So we're covering both sides of the equation here. We're looking at the emotional needs side, but we're also looking at the practical needs side as well. So together, you're pairing both of them so that you break out of this for good. So this is the practical needs side. This is looking at your sleep and your protein, because these 2 drivers are going to support you the most in breaking this pattern as well. So we're going to have a regular bedtime in the same way you probably have a regular wake up time. So what I'd recommend is protecting that last 30 minutes before bed for a wind down routine so you can calm your mind and your body down. And you're going to focus from a nutritional standpoint to get 30 grams of protein in for breakfast and lunch. So why this works is sleep directly impacts our hunger hormones. So studies have even shown that just getting 1 hour less of sleep a night disrupts our hunger hormones leptin and ghrelin. And this can lead to you unconsciously having up to 500 calories more in the day just from getting that 1 hour less of sleep. Protein, as you probably might be aware, is our highest satiety macronutrient, and this keeps you fuller for longer. So this means that getting 30 grams of protein in with breakfast and lunch is going to regulate your appetite and your hunger hormones throughout the day and keep those cravings away. So just to recap, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to identify the emotional needs that emotional eating meets for you and how you can meet it without food using those 3 questions that I shared with you. The second is you're going to track your patterns consistently over the next 30 days so you become more aware of your emotional patterns and what's triggering that response and that coping mechanism. And the third is you're going to prioritize protein at both your breakfast and your lunch meal, getting 30 grams in, and also prioritizing your sleep and protecting your sleep so you're getting at least 8 hours. The fourth added bonus that I'm going to give you is to take the free 2-minute assessment below so you can get your personalized report. This personalized report doesn't just look at your sleep or your nutrition. It covers your relationship with food, your metabolic markers and your body composition, your habits and your behavioral patterns, and your mindset and self-image. All of these things are crucial in order for you to get a lasting transformation. So your personalized report will give you simple, actionable steps in each of those categories. As I mentioned before, once you've completed it, DM me the word journal. For the first 20 women, I will send you for free my emotional eating trigger journal, which is the exact same one that my clients have used. Thank you so much for your time.